Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most intriguing and often overlooked coins in US history, the 2004 D1-cent coin. You may be wondering, is a penny from 2004 really worth millions? Stick around because the answer might surprise you. Let's dive into its history, its potential value, and why it's turning heads in the numismatic world. The 1-cent coin, or penny, is something most of us carry around every day. Its value is typically just 1 cent. However, when it comes to rare and special editions, some pennies can be worth a lot more than their face value, and the 2004 D is one of those rare exceptions. But, before we get into the big bucks, let's take a step back and explore the history of this seemingly ordinary coin. The penny as we know it today has a long and rich history. First minted in 1793, the U.S. penny has seen countless design changes over the years. From the famous Liberty head design to the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, each penny tells a story. By 2004, the penny was undergoing yet another change with the release of the Presidency series. Now, the 2004 D penny specifically has a lot of significance. The D mint mark stands for the Denver Mint, where this coin was produced. But here's the interesting part: while most 2004 D pennies are worth only their face value of 1 cent, there's a particular variety of this coin that could be worth significantly more, and we'll get into that in just a moment. The key to understanding why the 2004 D 1-cent coin could be worth so much more than you think is all about rarity and error coins. Over the years, the U.S. Mint has occasionally produced coins with mistakes, and these errors can make a coin far more valuable to collectors. Some error pennies are worth thousands, even millions, depending on the nature of the error. Error coins come in many forms. There are double strikes, misprints, off-center errors, and more. The most famous example is the 1943 copper penny, which was mistakenly struck during World War II when the U.S. Mint was supposed to produce steel pennies. That single error coin is worth over $1 million today. So, could a 2004 D penny hold similar value? Let's find out. There have been reports of certain 2004 D pennies being struck with major errors. One of the most notable is the 2004 D double die reverse penny. This rare error occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during the minting process, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the text or image on the coin. If you're lucky enough to find one of these, it could fetch anywhere from $50 to several $1,000s, depending on its condition. Take a look at this example. You can clearly see the doubling effect on the reverse side of the coin. It's subtle, but if you have a keen eye and an understanding of what to look for, this could make your 2004 D penny worth a whole lot more than just a cent. But what about the claim that a 2004 D penny is worth a staggering $941 million? Is that possible? Well, let's be honest, no one's going to get that kind of money from a single penny unless it's an extraordinarily rare error or artifact. However, there have been some wild rumors circulating the internet about certain error coins being sold for crazy amounts of money, and while it's exciting to think about, the reality is a little less dramatic. To put things in perspective, a well-known 2004 D double die penny could fetch around $10,000 if it's in excellent condition. But let's take the $941 million claim with a grain of salt. In fact, there are no known records of a 2004 D penny ever selling for that amount, not even close. While it's true that certain error coins can fetch thousands or even millions of dollars, the notion that a single 2004 D penny could ever be worth $941 million is highly exaggerated. It's important to be cautious about these claims. Most likely, what's fueling this hype is the general excitement over rare finds in coin collecting. So, what should you do if you've got a 2004 D penny in your pocket? First off, don't assume it's worth a fortune right off the bat. Check for any signs of error, especially the double die reverse. If you do find an error, make sure to have the coin professionally appraised. You might have a valuable piece on your hands, but always remember that the market for rare coins is unpredictable. If you think you've got a rare 2004 penny, the best move is to take it to a professional coin dealer or a numismatist, a coin expert who can help you evaluate its true value. They can examine the coin for any signs of rarity or errors, and give you a more accurate estimate. Now, while the idea of a $941 million penny is definitely a fantasy, it's always fun to imagine the possibilities. But whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with a jar of spare change, it's important to remember that rare coins are about more than just money. They tell the story of our country, our history, and the artistry of coin design. Thanks for watching today's video. If you learned something new about the 2004 penny, or if you have any cool coin finds of your own, drop a comment below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more coin collecting tips, history, and fun facts. See you next time. Next 2002 1 cent USA coin. Today, we're diving into something absolutely mind-blowing. We're talking about the 2002 1 cent coin. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny from the early 2000s, but there's a fascinating twist. This little coin could be worth a whole lot more than you think. Could a 2002 penny be worth $993 million? Let's find out together as we explore its history, value, and what makes it so special. Now, when we talk about the 1 cent coin, or as it's more commonly known, the penny, we're talking about one of the most iconic pieces of American currency. The penny has been around since 1793 and has gone through many design changes over the years. From the Liberty head to the wheat penny, and then on to the famous Lincoln Memorial design, the penny is a staple of U.S. currency. But, did you know that some pennies, especially certain rare ones, can be worth a lot more than their face value? By 2002, the penny had evolved into what we know today, featuring the likeness of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But in 2002, a significant change occurred. A new set of pennies was released to celebrate the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth, marking a historic moment for this humble coin. Here's the 2002 penny. You see the familiar D mint mark, which signifies it was minted in Denver, Colorado. Now, the face value of this coin is just 1 cent, but what makes this coin so intriguing is its potential value as a rare or error coin. When it comes to rare and error coins, things get really interesting. You see, not all 2002 pennies are created equal. Error coins are a big deal in the world of numismatics. Sometimes, during the minting process, things go wrong. Dies can become misaligned, coins can be struck multiple times, or even struck off-center. And when these errors happen, they can create highly sought-after coins that are worth a lot more than their original value. One of the most exciting possibilities with the 2002 penny is the chance that it could be a rare error coin. You see, while the vast majority of 2002 pennies are worth just 1 cent, some of them have been found with mistakes that make them valuable to collectors. In fact, the most well-known error for this specific year is the double die variety, which can increase the coin's value by thousands of dollars. Take a look at this example of a 2002 double die penny. Notice the doubled features on the lettering and Lincoln's image? This happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during the process, creating a double image. If you find one of these, you could be holding onto a coin worth much more than you might think. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. While error coins are already worth more than regular coins, there's a story floating around the internet that suggests a 2002 penny could be worth nearly $993 million. That's right, $993 million. Now, is that even possible? Can a penny really be worth that much? The short answer, not exactly. But let's dig deeper. Let's take a look at the facts. Coins like the 1943 copper penny, which is one of the most famous error coins in history, have been sold for over $1 million. So, could the 2002 penny be worth $993 million? While the internet can sometimes get carried away with sensational headlines, there's no documented sale of a 2002 penny fetching that kind of money. In fact, it's safe to say that most of these pennies, even with errors, will never be worth nearly $1 billion. That said, some 2002 error pennies can still fetch a pretty penny. A 2002 double-die penny, for instance, can be worth anywhere from $50 to $2,000, depending on its condition and rarity. But even the most rare and pristine examples of these error coins aren't likely to approach the $993 million mark. To get an accurate value for a rare 2002 penny, it's essential to have it professionally appraised. A reputable coin dealer or numismatist can examine the coin for any errors and determine whether it's a valuable specimen. But just because you have a 2002 penny doesn't mean it's automatically worth thousands of dollars. So, what's the real story behind the $993 million claim? Unfortunately, it looks like that's more of an internet myth than a fact. It's always exciting to think about the possibility of finding a penny worth millions, but when it comes to coin collecting, it's essential to keep things realistic. Still, finding a rare error penny could land you a significant payday. Just don't expect to retire off of a single coin anytime soon. So, if you come across a 2002 penny, don't throw it away just yet. Take a good look at it and see if there are any signs of doubling or other errors. If you're not sure what to look for, consider visiting a coin shop or getting in touch with a professional to have your penny evaluated. Who knows? You might just have a hidden gem on your hands. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, errors and rarities are what make the hobby so exciting. The 2002 penny is just one example of how small imperfections can make a coin incredibly valuable to collectors. The world of rare coins is filled with fascinating discoveries, so always keep an eye out when you're digging through your change. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've got any 2002 pennies or any other interesting coins, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your finds. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more coin collecting tips, history, and rare finds. Until next time, happy hunting, and good luck finding that next rare coin. Last 1995 1 cent USA coin. Today, we're going to talk about a coin that, on the surface, might look like just another penny from the mid-90s. But trust me, there's a lot more to the 1995 1 cent coin than you might think. Could this humble penny be worth a staggering $595 million? Stick with me to find out. We'll dive into its history, its value, and why it has some collectors seriously paying attention. Let's start with the basics. The 1995 1 cent coin, minted in Denver, Colorado, was part of the standard U.S. penny series that year. Most of us have seen or even handled this coin, but what makes it so special? Well, the regular 1995 penny, in most cases, is worth exactly what it says on the label, 1 cent. However, when it comes to rare varieties and error coins, this particular year holds some intriguing potential. First, a little history. The U.S. penny, or 1 cent coin, was first introduced in 1793 and has undergone various design changes throughout the years. By 1995, the penny featured the familiar likeness of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the reverse displayed the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in place since 1959. The D on the coin signifies it was minted in Denver. So, nothing too unusual here at first glance, right? But here's the thing, while most 1995 pennies are worth just 1 cent, there's a rare, special version of this coin that has become the talk of the numismatic world. And it's here that things start to get interesting. Now, error coins. These are the gems that coin collectors dream about. Errors happen during the minting process, and these mistakes can result in coins that are worth a lot more than face value. For example, you may have heard of the famous 1943 copper penny, or the 1955 double-die penny. These are error coins that sold for millions, and they have a huge place in numismatic history. But what about the 1995 D penny? Let's get into it. The most sought-after version of the 1995 D penny is the double die variety. This rare error happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts during the process, resulting in a doubling effect on the coin's design. The result is a penny with noticeable doubling in areas like the date, the lettering, or even Lincoln's image. And when this happens, the coin becomes much more valuable. Take a look at this close-up. You can clearly see the doubling on the date, the 9 in 1995, and the 5 in the date, as well as other doubled elements around the lettering. If you spot this kind of doubling on your 1995 D penny, congratulations, you may have found a coin worth a lot more than just a single cent. To understand how this happens, imagine a coin being struck by a die, a metal stamp that imprints the design on the coin. If the die shifts or isn't properly aligned, the result is a double image. This type of error is relatively rare, but when it occurs, it creates a very collectible and valuable coin. So, how much is this error penny worth? Well, that's where things get exciting. A 1995 D double die penny can range in value depending on its condition. In general, a 1995 D double die penny can be worth anywhere from $500 to $2,000, or more, if it's in pristine condition. So, if you find one of these in your pocket change, it's definitely worth checking out. Here's the catch, though: while many of these error coins are worth several $1,000s, there's no known instance of a 1995 D double die penny being worth anywhere near $595 million. That figure? Well, that's more of an internet myth. In reality, even the most perfect examples of this error wouldn't fetch a mind-boggling amount like that. So, what's with the $595 million claim? It seems to be a product of internet exaggeration. While there's no official sale of a 1995 D penny for that kind of money, it's easy to see how some might get caught up in the excitement of rare coins and the potential for massive payouts. But in the world of numismatics, it's important to separate fact from fiction. If you think you found a 1995 D penny with a doubling error, or even another rare variety, it's crucial to have it properly appraised. A professional coin dealer or a numismatist can help you evaluate the coin's condition and confirm whether it's truly a valuable error piece. The right expert will be able to help you determine its worth, and give you a fair estimate based on current market trends. But let's not get discouraged. While it's unlikely that your 1995 D penny will make you a millionaire, there's still real value in rare coins. And this is what makes coin collecting so fascinating. Even small errors or unique characteristics can result in significant value, and it's all about spotting those opportunities. Collectors love finding coins with distinctive features. Whether it's a double die, a misprint, or an off-center strike, error coins have a special place in the hobby. So, if you've got a jar of pennies from the 1990s, it might be worth sifting through them and looking for any signs of an error. You never know what you might find. Okay, let's wrap this up. The 1995 D penny, while certainly intriguing because of its potential for error coins, is not going to make anyone $595 million richer. But don't let that discourage you from looking through your spare change. There's always the chance that you might stumble upon a rare find that could be worth thousands. And even if you don't, you've learned something new about the fascinating world of coin collecting today. Thanks for joining me today. If you've got any 1995 D pennies or any other rare coins you want to talk about, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about your finds. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more coin collecting tips, history, and rare discoveries. Until next time, keep hunting for those hidden treasures, and happy collecting.